Hi, this is Marilyn Horowitz with another script tip. This week it's been raining very heavily in New York, and all kinds of things happen in the rain. If you live on the west side as I do, there aren't as many tourists. There tend to be more bugs because the water brings them in. And people are kind of first gloomy and then all band together, and we're kind of braving the rain as one thought. But I was thinking this morning when I woke up and there was absolutely a curtain of water coming down, you know, what did the rain make me think of most? And again, I was being as the character that I'm working on in my story. I thought, well, what would my main character think about, you know, if she woke up and it was raining this hard, and she woke up and she was alone, and there was a time when she hadn't been alone, you know, and it was the summer and all kinds of things were going on. And I realized that my main character absolutely loves Breakfast at Tiffany. And that her first thought every time it rains is the end of that movie where Audrey Hepburn and George Peppard and the cat are in the cab, and she's going to the airport to go to Brazil even though she's been dumped. And in a show of, you know, false con brio, she throws the cat out of the car, and George Peppard is so horrified he leaves her. And then there's the whole scene where they make up because she goes to get the cat and they kiss, and there's a famous still that, you know, you can get on Amazon. And I thought how interesting that my character in my newest story thinks of weather in terms of movies. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So now I'm going to go back into my story and think about other weather that my character encounters, and try to figure out what movies she's thinking about. And that is going to really help me in my new story. So maybe that's something that would help you, which is what doesn't have to be a movie, but what does weather evoke in your characters? And I know we've talked a lot about weather lately, but you know, we can always use it to dig deeper. You know, does your character think about the kind of food that they eat? Like, you know, if it's hot, do they think of barbecue? Do they think of a scene they read in a book? Do they watch TV? These references are ways of really connecting into the subtext. And one of the topics we've been talking about a lot is the idea of vertical depth, the way we make our stories deeper without taking up any more screen time. And this is a very, very useful way when a character says to each other, you know, do you remember that scene in Breakfast at Tiffany's when they chased the cat? And the other person says yes, and we realize that the characters are both seeking true love. So the script tip, the idea is for you to try to understand how what literary or film or food memories a certain kind of weather evokes in you and your character, and then to carry that through the script and see how you can use that to create more subtext. Thank you. I'll be back with another script tip soon.